So, welcome everybody, welcome everyone. I hope we are doing well. So,
exist.
tonight's session is entitled Halfway is Still a Long Way to Go.
So is the glass half full or half empty?
Are
I've
we
heard that
halfway
bit
there?
before.
So,
Are we living on a prayer? Or is it Squidward on a chair?
I heard Johnny used to work on the docks.
and Gina worked at the diner all day. So, you are neither at the docks nor are you in a diner. Would anyone care to volunteer for the last session recap?
Please, I'm wondering how many copyright strikes we can get you.
I will roll for it then.
You know my price.
That is a reroll. There's only 5 of you. Cause roll.
Oh, okay. Do the first time. Okay, so as we start from our last session, we encounter a sort of temple slash ruin with markings, with a drawing of a baboon and markings unfamiliar to us, but not to one. We start to learn more about Eldrin's backstory, where he's from, and what his society slash people are capable of as we face a anti-magic golem. After we defeat the anti-magic golem, we start chipping at it away until we Eldrin recognizes a face behind the stone vessel that the body is in. Turns out it is his brother. Afterwards, we explore the ruins a little more, and then we find a bookshelf. After so cunningly and so intelligently solving the puzzle of throwing a rock at the bookshelf, we notice a little opening on the bookshelf. We decide to be a little more curious than we should have been and poke our heads around in the bookshelf. We notice a library full of baboons and one giant baboon spirit. We've managed to anger the baboon spirit, and now we have Thalen and Eldrin trapped inside the library full of baboons.
Yep. Now what about the others?
Jonga, Kuzro, and Jean are outside of the library, separated from the other two.
So, and in fairness, both of you were warned 3 times. You had 3 chances to leave this library.
Twice. We were warned twice.
He and I were warned twice.
I still say 3 times, but we'll go with twice.
You're wrong.
So
If
we
he saw
are-
one person, then another.
So we are going to start with Jean, Janga, and Kuzrul. What are you guys doing?
Oh boy. You think another rock will work?
I mean, you don't know that the portal is shut yet, because the thing always looked like a side panel. It never changed, unless you tried to walk through it.
Well, if I recall, there was a substantial amount of books that fell to the ground.
Yep.
So, as one of my dear barbarian friends could try to see if the portal is still opened, I would, for my part, try to sort out the books, maybe by interest, I would say. So if some are just stories and some other bullshit, I will put them aside, but some might have some, I don't know, spells or intels or anything about the baboons themselves or pocket dimension. So if I could try to some order and maybe find some of them to be more interested in the order.
Make me an investigation check. On a 14, you come across a book of almost old stories, it seems. It doesn't really have like a cover or a title to it. It just is just a written book. I need to find. So, in this book, it talks about an ancient prison. And it says that the Bear of Protection watches over the prison itself, ensuring it will forever remain sealed against any who would dare try to free him. The traveller guards the pathways to the prison, but the road is treacherous, and only those worthy to pass the trials may succeed. Amongst the guardians is Obsila, the Watcher, who observes those that draw near. It is said that he watches silently, judging those who dare to risk the release of him.
Right. So I'm going to share that information with both Jonga and Kyudro. And do you guys maybe have an idea of what that watcher could be? If maybe we could spot him as he watches us, maybe there would be a way to make him open the gate again. And perhaps it didn't even close. What about the false bookshelf that they crossed? Is it closed now?
So the side panel that they passed through of this bookshelf,
Yeah.
it's always looked like a bookshelf. It never changed form, they just stepped through it. And at the moment, as far as you're aware, it's still open.
Can I try to step through it?
You just want to try and step through it?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's the worst that could happen?
Maybe just take a peek, I don't know.
I mean, have you heard about the time the barbarian walked into the bar and said "ow"?
Can you make me a dexterity save?
Okay. No, there it is. Why is that? Sure.
Do you still have rage on? That's why.
Oh, it had danger
Doesn't he get
sense.
advantage due to danger sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, danger sense. Yeah. Yeah. You. I mean, either way, you rolled a 13.
Oh, thank God.
You manage to stop yourself, and you put your hand out to pass through, and you feel that the side panel is solid wood, and you even try like knocking on it and hitting it with something, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it is solid. There is no doorway here anymore.
Oh, guys, something's weird about this. This is no longer a door-like.
So it is what it looks like. What's so weird about that?
Well, I don't know what's happening inside for the two others, but perhaps we should just somehow wait it out. You know, I mean, if they
I don't
are
know. That the
at some
monkey
point
thing
getting
I
out,
saw.
yeah,
The monkey thing I saw didn't look very friendly.
yeah, well,
That
it's
book you read. You mentioned the Watcher, right?
something like that, yeah.
Didn't we meet somebody who called themselves the Watcher on the way here?
I don't know the Kenku, you think?
Yeah, the bigger one after we killed the Ken crew.
Right.
Every time you
Well,
call me the Ken crew, all I think is Barbie and Ken and just like a load of Kens.
I'm just Kenku.
That's true. We met him, and if I recall, he had punished a guard because he knew too much. So perhaps there is a cost to roaming the library, but that's trouble for another time. What do you want to do with that knowledge? We have no way to contact that thing, and last time we only met him because we dispatched some of his minions that are nowhere to be seen. So,
Unfortunately, there are no Kenkus nearby to kill more. Unless... No.
Old Faithful, The Rock.
A paper scissors.
You want to try throwing the rock?
Yeah, I'll try.
Sure, make me an attack roll.
When in doubt, throw a rock.
When in doubt, throw a rock.
I think we just figured out what this party's catchphrase is going to be.
Make sure it's a bigger rock than the other.
Hey, it's not the size of the rock, alright? It's what you do with it.
Nothing
I
for
wanna make
granted.
An attack roll.
We're a rock band.
Going to proceed with quarry.
And I'll start slating the obvious.
Oh, I think I figured it out. Is that with advantage? My fault.
Yeah, that's because you were raging. Still got rage on.
Yeah.
I'll take that
Okay.
off. Hold on. And then you can roll again.
Okay. Ah, well.
So you're attacking it with your great axe or the rock?
The rock. I'd try to make an attack roll.
Yeah. So you hit the side of this panel with the rock in hand. Doesn't give way like it should for a piece of wood. So there is still a door there to be opened. Or should I say that potentially can be opened.
To force our way inside, we should give a chance to the bard and the mage to sort this out and just be ready to welcome whatever might be chasing them as they escape. I mean, if we manage to open the door again, we might just end up in the same place they are. Which could be, an option to fight as a team, perhaps.
I'm intelligent enough to finish this puzzle. Is there anything else I could find in these books?
Hey, perhaps in the books there is a good, cooking book. It could be adapted to some of the ingredients we find along the way.
Cooking with the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cookbook to Rocks and Kenku.
Make me another investigation, Kuzma.
Okay.
You sort of start looking through the books and something just catches your eye and start just reading it out of curiosity more than anything else. And it's a book on dressmaking.
Guys, I don't know if I got the right book, but did you know that an inseam can vary between 7 inches and 5 inches, and maybe even shorter?
I'm sorry, but that piece of knowledge came a little too quick.
I love it.
I read it.
You know, it's a joke, it seems.
Jesus.
So aren't they trapped? How can they respond?
Oh, we're just
No.
providing
Yeah, they're
funny
talking out
commentary.
Or of the internet.
So, we are going to snap back for a moment to Eldrin and Thalin's predicament. So you have been imprisoned by this baboon. And he will...
Are they being tortured?
Not being tortured, they've just been imprisoned. Like, with the spell imprisonment. There are now chains holding them to the floor. He walks over and puts an arm either side of both of you. What is it that you mortals want?
I am a lover of books, and I saw you have a vast and wonderful library, O great baboon spirit.
And I told you these books are not for mortal eyes.
And I appreciate that, and now that the seriousness of the situation has been made abundantly clear, I wholeheartedly apologize. My thirst for knowledge is almost unquenchable at times.
I can appreciate that. But one should...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One should know that excessive knowledge can be dangerous to one's existence. Don't spend too long pondering on the unknown.
Knowing the unknown is kind of my whole shtick. See, I had these visions of the future, and I'm trying to avoid certain... Sorry, go on.
He just stops when you say that and moves incredibly slowly closer to you.
Again, no offense.
I would be careful who you say that to. I say this more as an advisor. There is one who does not permit fate nor destiny to be meddled with. Be careful. Keep it to yourself. And get out of my library. And he drops the imprisonment and opens the door again. I imagine Kuzrul is still trying to hit this thing with a rock.
Yeah, you'd be right.
Yeah. As it opens, can you make me a dex save? And it's not with advantage. So just hit the disadvantage button. So taking off the danger sense. Oh no, danger sense has already gone. So yeah, just roll normally. So you stumble forward as suddenly there's nothing there, and you're like, oh, back out before you fall in.
Whoa, that was a close one. Hey, you guys are back. By the way, did you know
Yeah.
that cotton lasts
They're-
100 years?
They're not back yet. They're still.
Oh.
in
I
there.
was gonna say you stepped back so you didn't see what happened,
Yeah.
or
my
see
fault.
us. Yeah.
Leyland, let's not overstay our welcome. Thank you for the advice, and again, sorry to intrude. Bye.
Oh, I'm still in prison though. It's
No,
just you who was
no,
released.
He's dropped it on both of you.
I say, please, wise baboon spirit. I just seek your knowledge on a way to cure my lycanthrope and knowledge of Moonrunner.
Lycanthropy is a complicated disease. Unfortunately, even a spirit such as I does not have the power to heal it. And the cure is incredibly rare. Even rarer to survive through it. But I will tell you this. You'll need 50 pounds worth of liquid silver injected directly to your veins to stem the flow of the curse. And hope that you survive.
Your knowledge is most appreciated. I take a bow.
He allows you passage to leave. The books that have gone outside suddenly vanish, other than the ones that are in Kuzral's and Jean's hands.
I guess we take our leave. Perhaps I'll play a tune, but still be leaving. Just one of, like, hope. And hopefully bring smiles to the baboons.
I start pulling him quicker.
I was waiting for the pun about monkeying around in there, but
Last week, I didn't want to use it again. Last week also said something about going ape shite crazy.
yeah.
I mean, he's not a performing monkey, okay?
Try playing a song by the Gorillaz.
No. So, you guys leave. The portal shuts behind you.
Oh, that was certainly an experience.
I mean, 50 pounds of silver, that's going to be heavy.
You guys okay?
That's a lot.
I mean, I don't think I need the extra weight, but
Just to catch you guys up
Not
to
a fan of
speed,
heavy metal?
he told us the cure for lycanthropy is injecting a buck ton of quicksilver into his veins, and basically not to meddle with fate.
Oh.
and the books are his.
Oh.
What's I hear about Con?
Django's been left holding his. Well, he suggests that we continue on our first objective to what is it, Turintia or someplace?
Did we
Raria.
ever figure out what that button did on the griffin statue?
Well, we did know that
We know it's off.
they're off, and it may have affected these bookshelves and let them be visible.
That's exactly what I did. Deactivate.
It might do more things, but we can't really save or use the time.
You guys think he'll let me keep this dress book? It
I
has pictures in it. It makes it easier to read.
feel like
Hey,
anything
perhaps you can start a
valuable
business.
put back.
Rocks and dresses.
Yep.
What time of day is it?
It is heading towards evening time now.
I'm thinking maybe we should set up camp here, or
In the ruins?
I think we've dealt with the initial danger. At least
Jamba,
from
having
here, there's
already
only-
started out of camp, will turn around and come back.
What?
You're saying John had already started to walk away and then turn around and
Oh.
come back.
I just feel like if we set up here, there's only so many ways people can get in here, right? North, south, pretty much, right?
I guess that's fair. Anything goes wrong, we can try to let them have a meeting with the baboon spirit.
They can't go through the wall. There's a wall now.
I can make them. I can try.
I think it's best we don't anger the
Perhaps you
baboon
can throw the
spirit.
guard through it.
He disappeared. That's how we got the portal shard.
So you guys setting camp up in the ruins?
Yeah.
Might be a good idea and just get an early start.
Yeah.
Okay. As the night draws
Is
in,
everyone... Sorry, go ahead.
as the night draws in, the bookcases disappear from view. I'm assuming you.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Mhm.
Is the dressmaking book still? Do I still have that?
Yeah. You've still got the dressmaking book. You've still got the book of ancient legends.
What about all the other books? Did they disappear with the bookshelf?
All the other books disappeared when the portal opened.
Okay.
Oh, quick question, Dave. Is this like a little dead end here? Like, is it solid?
Where are you looking?
Oh yeah, I also
where
want to
we
bring
are.
up... I don't have a map on my end.
It's not.
Yeah, same.
Oh, there you go.
Click your character sheet, and then there's a button above your thing that looks like a radar, and it says 5 token.
Oh, thank you. Got it.
So, where are you looking, Eldrin?
This little rectangle that we're in now, is this like a dead end? Is it pretty sealed in?
The only entries into here are here, here, and here. And if you should suddenly feel yourself falling, put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye. But no, there is only 3 entries into this part of the library. Unless they jump over the 2.5, 3 foot walls.
So that
I'm
area to
going
the right, bottom right, that's only 2 entries. Presuming all the walls are 2 or 3? Or just the inner walls?
So the outer walls, what foot you mean? So the walls that you can see over, if you click from your character token, the walls you can actually see over are the low walls. So, for example, this wall here is a low wall. The other ones are a bit higher up, because you can't see over them. But they are sort of crumbling walls. They're not walls that reach up to a ceiling.
I am going to, as we are settled down, might as well settle down here. Seems easily defendable. Going to set up an alarm across there. I'm going to ritually cast alarm.
Okay.
And I'm going to designate my party mates as that they won't trigger it. So then we only have to worry about these other entrances.
What are you doing, sorry?
Right, so I've cast alarm across where my arrow is.
Yep.
So if anything
Crosses that.
crosses that, then we will be alerted.
Sure. And you've got two exits to worry about. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, I've done my part in making this place safe, so.
Doing what we did last time, where it's two Eldrin 2 for watch.
Oh, what, we're setting up a watch? I would.
I mean, just do the same watch as last time. I think it was Jean and Junga, and then it was Eldrin and Artemis, and then it was Thalen and Cruzel.
Okay, exactly the same watches.
I mean, we can change it if you want.
No, that's up to, the watch is entirely up to you guys.
That's why I'm bringing it up, is if someone wants to change that.
I think I'd like to watch with Eldrin.
Okay. I'll take last watch. Third.
Who's watching with Eldrin?
Kuzro.
Yep, that's fine.
I thought the owl was watching with him.
Well, now
It's
it's
not here
Eldrin
right now.
and Kuzro.
Yeah, Artemis isn't actually there at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So who's watching with Phelan?
Damon will have to watch on his own.
Him and his puns.
Have my music with me and all the animal creatures.
It's his punishment.
You know, I'm a
for
Disney.
making bad jokes all day.
I'm a Disney princess by night.
Maybe you could just let it go.
To rebuild a snowman, okay?
So, as the evening draws
Welcome.
in, can I get fey rolls from everyone, please? Ooh.
Nice.
Who's missing?
Nice for
Oh,
who?
okay. That is a real mixed bag.
It's just not all negative.
Hmm?
At least it's not all negative.
No, what, like the one the
It
other
has-
day where you averaged like 30?
Yeah.
That was only because someone rolled a 49 as well. Okay. So, the watches are fairly peaceful. There's nothing external going on. Doesn't seem like there's much movement through the ruins, other than your usual little creatures that are coming through. Eldrin. Your first sleep, because obviously you're middle watch, so you'll have 2 sleeps through the night. Your first sleep is not a comfortable one. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Okay, that's a pass. You managed to stay asleep and get your first 4 hours rest. However, your sleep is somewhat disturbed because you keep having visions uncontrollably. You see a lordly looking individual, a man in a mansion surrounded by various groups of guards and almost private security like types. Mercenaries, if you will. And you see a plot starting to form, but you can't quite put the pieces together yet. But that's not the problem. That's not what's disrupting your sleep. The problem is, now that you are aware of it, you're aware of who he is. You can't help but in these visions look directly at the Watcher and look into his eyes. And each time you do, the vision fades. It's like he is trying to disrupt your knowledge of possible events. You two are on watch. Thalen.
Yo.
Your sleep is relatively comfortable. You know, you've had a few adventures on the roads, a few close calls, but you're the kind of person that takes it all in his stride. The worst thing you've got to worry about tonight is your next tune.
We played that one, but maybe that one. Would they like this one? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. But there's also that one. Damn it. I'll worry about it in the morning.
Jonga and Jean, what are you folks doing currently?
Is this the first watch?
This is indeed the first watch.
Watching, I guess.
I guess I'll be. If the book that was mentioning the Watcher is still in my possession, I guess I would glance over it and try to find further clue in it.
Okay. Can you both make me a perception check, please? Jean, we start with you. You've been a long way from your comfortable environments for quite some time. For the most part, you obviously grew up in and around the swamplands, and you're starting to miss the buzzing. Quite literally. You're missing the swarm a little bit. And as you look around, you're noticing small, tiny insects. Things like mosquitoes and flies hovering about. Eventually they come to group, start swarming in your presence naturally. As you hear and they start to take form. You don't recognize this individual. You don't even recognize this form of insectoid. And you hear a voice, with each word spoken, muffled slightly by the ever-humming buzz of insects. So you are the one the Queen spoke of.
I'm just going to watch it. I'm not saying anything back, but I am deeply focused on what I see at the end.
I thought it best to warn you. Do not return as the swarm disperses.
It was never forbidden to me in the Queen and I own a code that I could not come back to the land of my birth. I was to guard one of you. I was to be your eyes. But I was never to be commanded to move someplace and not others. I've been fulfilling my role, made no mistakes. I do not understand your warning.
The swarm does not respond as it disperses as you say this.
Right.
Jonga having a 19 perception, does he notice any of this?
Oh, you would notice it. But I was going to come to you in a second anyway, Jonga.
Okay, go ahead.
This swarm, like the form the swarm took, can you make me a nature check? No. Reasonable, especially given that it belongs in your upbringing. The swarm itself normally has like a low-level psychic link with other insects. As you know, they are sort of more insectoid, humanoid type creatures. But these were being heavily controlled via some kind of intricate link with the insects around. This is not a normal ability at this range for the creatures that you would consider a family.
So, in my understanding, is this something else impersonating? Or is it something so huge that is outside of what I know the swarm to be capable of?
It is something more powerful than you are aware then exists within the swarm. Like, the only ones that have this ability are the swarm themselves. Like, it's you and the swarm and other swarm keepers that specialise in insects are the only ones that would be able to control a swarm like this in any way, shape or form. But to do it at this range, like pretty much across the continent, is a scary ability.
Yeah. Well,
Something has been born either within the swarm or invaded the swarm and potentially taken over.
fuck. Alright. Well,
You're obviously unsure of which it is at the moment, or if at all
Yeah.
any of that is true, but these are the thoughts that start ringing through your mind.
yeah. And as you perhaps have come to understand yourself, Jean-Louis is a huge fan of being told what to do. So yeah, his thoughts are unpleasantly and sometimes pleasantly coming back to his home and what's probably left of it. And he finds himself somewhat craving a small trip back to home.
Jonga, you see all this going on. It's obviously best something left for Jean to deal with. You've seen him using insects in his fighting and things like that, so you know this is something personal to him. You don't see or observe any kind of immediate threat here. Which door would you be looking out of? This... oh, Christ. This one to the west or the one to the south?
Are you asking me or Jonga?
Jonga.
I was going to say that I would paranoidically or anxiously be looking in as many directions as possible while asking him if he's all right. But if you want a specific door, I think I'll
Well, no,
concentrate.
both is a perfectly valid answer.
Okay,
It's just so
both
that
would be
it's
okay.
just so that I know where your character is roughly based. So you
I would actually walk over to him, possibly even putting my hand on his shoulder, asking him if he's all right, but at the same time anxiously looking kind of both ways, back and forth. That's what I was thinking while you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you probably have seen me do things that humans aren't able to. There's a reason for that, and it's buried deep within the swamps of the lands I grew up in. I've never came back since I've left them, and I've never been alone truly since that. It was never my plan to go back. I don't even know if well, how that would work, if I would be welcome or not. I have never met another herald of the things. I mostly thought I was alone. I survived their trials, but they left a deep mark on my body. You yourself have noticed that for a grown man, I look decently built, and yet my strength is drained, and I get tired easily and hungry most of the time. There is a very material reason to that. I may have now a really good reason to want to come back and clear things up. I do not possess the desire to meet with those things again. But if something were to happen to the swarm that took me in and managed to somehow subdue them, invade them, or control them, believe me, if the thing I saw were able to be dominated, we should absolutely consider that a threat. And yet I do not know exactly what the nature of that potential evil it is. But somehow, amongst our travels, at some point, I'm gonna have to come back and know for sure. But yeah, fortunate, I'm alright.
So you're telling me your parents were insects?
Well, not really, but let's just say that you know how when I try to heal sometimes those shadowy things come around. Nobody likes magic, nobody likes healing magic. And at some point in my youth I made some research to better the physical condition of someone. My search were found, and for a noble, especially for my family, it was... They had no choice. They did cast me out, and in order to survive, I had to, well,
Eat
make
insects?
some decisions. I carry the consequences of this life to this day. But no, my parents were humans. I mean, as far as I know. They'd
Still
be dead
looking
by
around.
now, but dead humans.
So,
He pats him on the back and says, "You'll work it out." And he continues to keep an eye on all exits.
Jonga, as you're looking out towards the exterior of the temple, let's say, can you make me... Oh no, you already made the perception check, haven't you? It seems they're a fair way off, like they're a good, like, 200 feet or so away, and you're looking at these statues that weren't there before. They look
I nudge you. Go ahead.
they
Sorry.
look almost like gargoyles.
So I would nudge John and say, "Can you see that?"
Looks like a statue.
They
Where
weren't
is
there
it
before.
on the map exactly?
So they're not on the map, 'cause the map's not quite big enough, but they are on the other side of the road that you came up from.
Alright, so to the south of us, if I
Yep.
understand correctly.
And
Alright.
there are some west as well.
Well, yeah, I do see them, but I mean, you've seen them moving. Is there any reason to consider them a threat?
But they're moving towards us.
Don't seem to be moving, but they weren't there before.
Ah,
Right. So we have basically two options. Either we wake up absolutely everyone and we rush them, or we just watch them very, very intensely until the next watch. What What say you?
Watch them because we need our rest.
True. Well, I guess I'll just be focusing on looking at the house and making sure these aren't some angels that move whenever I close my eyes.
No. No, I am a Hoovian.
also-
I am a Hoovian, and I know everyone, if I came up with that, would get it straight away. No. These are not stone angels. They are far scarier than stone angels, but they are not stone angels.
Well,
So
you
we
meant
should
they
be
look like-
afraid.
They looks like gargoyles, so in my knowledge of mythology, gargoyle like living statues, but what shape are they on? What creature do they look like? Can I see it?
They're a bit far out, and it's a bit dark at the moment.
Yeah, I do have dark vision, but alright for the
Yeah,
range.
Even with dark vision, your dark vision only allows grayscale vision. And when
Oh,
you think
alright.
like you've got trees, shrubs, bushes, like it's not like a forest or a jungle or anything like that, but they're still dotted around. It's like trying to see. It's like walking through a forest at night time and you're seeing different shapes because of the way the lighting falls.
Right. I don't feel like fighting any of those things by night, so I'm just going to stay where I am and focus in that general direction for any sudden movement. But that would be it.
Cool. So, just before we swap over the watches, we are going to have a short reprieve.
I pull out my military grade flashlight.
Oh, I love it. I just pull out an AR-15, you know, like that's what you like. So, guys, we will be back in 5-10 minutes. Do not go anywhere.
Alright. I might let the dogs out. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I need to mute that. back, if everyone is back.
I'm back,
Cool.
except I still
here.
need to get my dogs in,
That's all right, no worries.
but they're outside.
No, you're okay. So, we come back at the switchover. It's been a few hours that have passed. You've been watching these gargoyles for majority of the night. And it seems that they have not moved at all.
Good.
As you both wake Eldrin and Kuzrul to change watches.
Anything out of the ordinary?
We point out
Besides the
gargoyles
gargoyles.
that weren't there but are there now.
Thing there that wasn't there before.
Phelan, you're still asleep. Shush.
What do I know about gargoyles, Dave?
You can make me a history or religion check, please.
History. Oh, why is that? Oh, I still think I had that thing that Thalen cast on me, so that shouldn't have been an advantage.
Okay, do you want to re-roll for me?
Ah?
Re-roll for me.
I'll just take the first one.
Oh yeah, it does roll them in order now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just take the first one, which is the 24. On a 24, historically gargoyles are a symbol of protection. They normally are spotted outside of very, very old ruins for the most part. You may have seen a few of these in your travels, but never moving. They never have motion. And these ones seem to be stopped, as I say, about 200 feet away from the party.
Explain what I know. So we'll keep an eye on them.
Maybe that they can't come in the ruins. That we're somehow protected.
Even spotters. Well, anyway, to watch over them is your burden. I'll go to sleep. Just drink
So-
yourself if
We trade.
if anything move.
Will do.
Getting my dogs a bit back.
That's right. So, Eldrin, Kuzrul, is there anything you would like to do?
I would like to check up on Eldrin. Ask him how he's doing after experiencing the death of his brother.
Yeah, I'm not doing too great, pal.
I understand.
He was a good kid, Eamon. And, yeah, I didn't realise that this was how they hunted mages. So, the Inquisitors need to be taken down.
And I'll be by your side to do that. I also understand this pain.
You lost someone close to you as well?
I had brothers.
What happened to them, if you don't mind me asking?
They were murdered so violently, and I wasn't strong enough to stop it from happening.
Sorry.
I forgot to mention that I would like to tend to my wounds while I'm talking about this.
I mean, you'll all get to roll hit dice anyway
Oh yeah.
by the end of it. So, it's up to you. If you want to do a couple of medicine checks, you can.
Nah, I was just saving the hit for the hit dice.
Yep.
If we run into an inquisitor by the name of Arcturus Talon, he's mine. He's been hunting me ever since my powers first manifested.
You think you'll be able to take him?
Maybe not yet, but I've escaped from him a few times. But maybe it's time to stop running. I never dreamed he would have pursued me across the borders. To my knowledge, Yavara has no jurisdiction here.
It was cowardly of the Inquisitors to use your brother like that. Trust me, they will pay.
Thank you. And I'll spend some of my time bringing back Artemis.
Sure. Artemis comes back. And he feels your pain. He looks a little less bright than normal. Sort of manifested some of your sorrow.
I know, pal. Give him some scritches.
Enjoys the scritches. Artemis flies off for a couple of minutes and soon comes back and hops up to you and drops a dead mouse at your feet.
Boy.
Kind of nudges it towards you with his beak.
Oh. I ate too much at dinner. How about you enjoy this one?
Foxes sideways and picks it up and sort of one swallow.
Better make the most of it. We don't know how many field mice we're gonna find where we're going.
Explain to me, Magic Man, how does your bird thing work?
When I first learnt about the spell, I reached out into the weave, and Artemis reached back. Ever since then, it's just been my faithful companion. Quite good company on the road. As
Interesting.
you've seen.
You know, there's this book I found while you were missing. Did you know that the longest piece of fabric ever sewn by hand was 122 feet long?
That is, again, vital information.
Yeah. I'm gonna carry this book around a lot.
He chuckles probably for the first time for a while.
So, following a fairly uneventful night of you guys watching, Thalen, you wake from your sleep, ready to swap over for the last watch, completely by yourself.
Well, looks like it's just me and my captive audience. Looks at the gargoyles.
Yes, just like us, they probably will not react.
Artemis, keep him company, will you?
I keep watch while playing a soft tune I remember from my days with the traveling trope.
Mm-hmm. Make me a performance check, please. 15. Not bad.
Yeah, I was hoping for higher.
I mean, on a 15, it's a tune you know well anyway.
Yeah.
And you actually improve it a little bit, like you add in like a couple of little extra riffs here and there.
My military grade loot.
Before I go to sleep. Sorry.
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
Before I go to sleep, you touch my book, Thalen, you die. This is my favorite book ever. Okay.
Good to know. I'll be careful how I addressed you, sorry.
Okay.
So you guys go to sleep. Thalen, as you're playing this tune, Artemis is kind of dancing. These gargoyles feel uneasy to you. They feel like feels like you're under judgment almost.
Well, that's a feeling I don't like feeling.
And as you look out to them, bearing in mind you've been told they've been stationary this whole time, can you make me a perception check? Quite reasonable. You're a human, aren't you?
Half elf.
And you do have some dark vision, but only up to 60 feet. Okay. So it's very, very dark, bear in mind. So it's quite hard to make out small details. However, on a 15, there's one small detail you can make out, and you know for sure is what you are seeing. These gargoyles are pointing at you.
Yeah, I know I'm not worthy of the spotlight. Can I tell their expressions?
No.
Dang.
They are too far. It is too dark. The only thing you can make out is the motion. And you know when you're in the dark and you see something move, it kind of blurs with your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you see is their hands lifting and pointing directly at you.
Well, that is unsettling. Were they always pointing, I wonder?
No, you were told they hadn't moved. And they were not always pointing.
How much time before my watch is up?
About 3.5
I presume
hours.
it's 2.5 hours. I'm going to play and move and see if I observe them moving with the pointing with me. So I'm going to, let's say, start walking. Are they to the west?
They are to the west and to the south.
So I'm going to move, well, I mean, I'm going to kind of watch both sides, but paying attention to the west ones and see if their fingers move in real time. Or,
It's too dark to tell and they're too far away. So even though they're pointing at you, even like just a 10-foot move would be a minimal movement for them.
actually, I can probably do this. I am going to... Oh, you said 200 feet. Darn it.
Yep.
I don't really want to waste a spell slot. I'm just gonna keep playing while being worried, but I guess set up a reaction that if I see something out of the ordinary, like I'll pull out my drums too. I think I have a pair of drums, and I don't know which is louder, the lute or the drums, but
I mean,
basically,
you got Artemis with you as well.
yeah.
And Artemis, as his master is asleep, would listen to you if you asked him to do something. But yes, you do indeed have a drum.
Okay, because I was thinking just, if need be, make a loud enough noise to... Yes, it would alert other things, but hopefully it would wake the others if need be. Um... Hmm. Would I wouldn't know why they were pointing at me. There's no way I can discern that, I presume.
Discern what, sorry?
I was just saying, there's no way I can discern anything about the gargoyles without moving towards them.
You would have to move towards them. Time of day, lighting, all that stuff.
Is it like multiple on each side? I
Yes.
presume.
Yes.
At least 2 or 3 on each side. Well, I know not to cross the alarm spell. Can I look over it to see if there's gargoyles over there too?
I'd say there's about 4 on either side, and you... Thalen, if you move... Let's do this. So if you move up here, as an example,
Yeah.
so you can still see southward.
Yeah, I was just curious if the gargoyles were more than just those.
You get to the very
What?
edge of the alarm spell and sort of poke your head over one of the walls. There are indeed another few of them. northward. And again, they're just pointing at you.
Yeah, very, I imagine the pointing is not really a good thing. Wouldn't you agree, Artemis? I'm not one who easily gets the point. Except that one time.
Even Artemis sighs at that one. Just kind of looks down and shakes his head.
Artemis, is there any way you could, like, get a closer look? And, I guess you can't really tell me, so that would be silly. Don't really want to disturb their sleep, but it's so awkward. So awkward. I mean, perhaps they're pointing at me because they want me to play a new song. That's the ticket. And so I come up with a new tune on the spot. And kind of like a classical melody with high spirits. And I do a little dancing jaunt with it, but kind of move around the camp.
Nothing changes.
Wow, tough crowd.
As the morning comes, they still do not move, do not budge, and as the others start to wake, they drop their hands. Just so that you know it's you they're after.
Oh, that was like a fever dream right towards the end.
The others start to wake up one by one in the early morning.
I decided to share this information with them that the gargoyles seem to have made a point of me.
Remind me next time we camp to set the rules. No fucking drums!
I didn't play them, I only played the lute. I just sent it aside as a reaction.
Yeah.
That's
Just say no instruments instead.
Yeah, they were for Artemis, you know, the drums were for Artemis.
You may also roll your hit dice if you wish.
Hey.
And we get back our spell slots?
Yes.
it,
So
dice.
so-
I roll important die, baby. No 20.
Wow.
Woo! Fine.
That's above average healing.
That was 8.
Packs a good punch.
I mean, you can
I want to
roll-
use medicine on Kurzul if he gives me permission.
You can also
You
roll,
have permission.
You can also roll multiple hit dice. You don't just have to roll one.
Can I roll for medicine?
Yes, you may.
Alright. So it looks
Yes!
like my low rolls were because I was throwing the dice too hard.
You may heal a d4 plus 1 as well. Because well.
Hooray.
And that'll be my highest rolls for the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah!
Oh!
That
Yay!
is 5 points of healing.
High five!
Healed for 13 total.
Thanks.
Not too bad.
You know what? I changed my mind. You can read my book if you want to.
Aw, thank you. But special to you, I think you should finish it first.
I can try.
Hey, if you need help, I'm here.
You kind of
This
scoop
word is
yourself.
the.
Oh! Oh, thank you. Oh, that really messed
That
me
was
up there.
Teehee? Teehee? You thought it was Teehee, right?
I honestly didn't think it was anything. I was looking at the pictures.
Oh yeah, the pictures are really good. Oh wow, check out that lace.
So, can I get some perception checks, please?
Yep, proved it. I roll low when I throw hard.
Yep, same. Oh, wow.
I see, or rather, I don't.
Jean, you're about the only one that hears this. But coming from the I'll say the other side, not too far the other side of the wall of where you've camped, you hear a kind of clanging around. Sounds like glass bottles chinking together. You know the kind of sound somebody makes when they've got like 6 different bottles of wine loose in a bag?
Sorry, where do I hear this coming from?
You hear it coming from sort of a little ways the other side of this wall.
Alright. Guys, there's definitely something. Might be good news. Middle of the ruins. I don't know what is, but I think it's good news. And I'm gonna check it out.
So as you pop round to the other side of the ruin, you see a small, pig-snouted, floppy-eared goblin wearing what looks like a potato sack with a very large, oversized backpack. As you come around the corner, he kind of jumps, he goes, "Ah! Oh, hi!"
Oh, hello there, little friend. What perchance would you be doing in these ruins like us ourselves?
Oh, well, you see, I'm just a bit of a wanderer. I think that's what you would call it, wanderer. Yeah.
A traveler or a wanderer, because you're not really traveling, you're wandering from place to place, not really sure where you're going. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, if you like.
And it sounds like you're also a bottle collector.
I've got quite a collection of bottles, yeah.
Do you have any favorites?
I'm looking for something. 2 seconds. I did have this lined up for this character.
He knows me well.
Just tell me. The music. He goes, "Oh, well, let me introduce myself properly. My name is Hoddo, and I am a potion extraordinaire."
Extraordinaire. Above and a greatinaire.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Would you happen to have potions or cures for something called lycanthrope?
I don't know what that is, but possibly.
How much silver do we need again?
50 pounds.
Do you have 50 pounds of liquid silver?
No, nothing that rich. I have some mouldy mushrooms if you're interested.
Well, it's so close, but I'm okay.
Perhaps you'd like to have a look.
Yeah, can we get a look at what you're selling as travelers ourselves?
Do you have any samples?
And he pulls round his backpack. This backpack is about 3 times too big for him. And he puts the bag down on the floor. I say puts the bag down on the floor, it's already on the floor pretty much. As he opens it up, you just see all these loose corked bottles that have... They look like they've just been thrown in there by a toddler. Like literally, they are just... they are one big mess of different coloured liquids.
We didn't get your name. My name is Thalen. What would be your name, little friend?
I told you my name. My name is Hoddo Potion Extraordinaire.
Pablo?
Hoddo. Hoddo.
Hoddo.
What do your potions do, Hoddo?
Oh, lots of things.
Can we use investigation or something to find out if we know?
You can make me an Arcana check.
I look to
Am I
Eldrin.
rolling at disadvantage today?
Oh, that's a point. Make me a Wisdom saving throw. You are not.
Dave, can you get rid of that fucking thing on my thing? The advantage in intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, the one thing that I cast on him that never got removed. I don't even know how long that lasts.
You re-roll it, because I think it does order them into highest and lowest. Yeah, it does.
Whoops.
I guess that was a disadvantage.
So, on an 11, you've no idea. You think maybe you should check the labels. The labels on the potions read Hoddo Potion number 1, Hoddo Potion number 2, Hoddo Potion number 3, etc., etc.
Is he putting all of them out? Do I see any that look potentially like liquid silver?
Make a perception check.
How much do your potions cost, Hoddo?
On a 9, you sort of look
Yeah,
in the
no,
bag and nothing sort of immediately catches your eye. There's kind of like a clear, glittery one.
That was pretty.
Hoddo turns to you and goes, 1 gold piece!
1 gold piece for all of them?
1 gold piece of potion.
Oh.
Sure, why not? I'll take one.
Us travelers gotta help each other out. I'll take one as well.
As he passes you the potion, Eldrin, you pass him the gold coin. He sort of looks at it quizzically. Did you not want your change?
Oh, it's
you
less
keep
than-
the change.
You gave me one of the big pieces. 1 gold piece. And he goes to hand you 9 silver pieces.
No, you keep the change. This one's on me. I've got a good feeling about this potion.
Okay. And as you hand over, he hands you a potion. As you hand over the gold piece, he goes to do the same with you. He's like, change?
Sure, why not? Actually, no. You keep it as well, for the glittery potion you gave me.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, us travelers need to help each other out. You know, there's not enough kindness in the world.
I could buy a house with all this.
How many potions do we see exactly? Like you have many.
There's about 35 potions in this bag. That's how big this bag is. It's massive.
Hopefully with the house you could have like a stall we could come visit. Maybe not be a wanderer anymore.
I don't like wandering. I don't see lots of things.
Oh? Have you seen a place called Terraria?
Trinaria? Yeah.
Trinaria, yes.
Just
Oh,
from there.
would you happen to know like a good route to get there in an expedited amount of time?
I'm not sure what expedited means, but I know how to get there.
Really quick.
Oh, well, I travelled south from, well, no, hold on. Yeah, so if you travel south 2 days here, then travel east 3 days, then north 4 days, Then west 2 days, and he's basically just going a massive like squiggle around. If it was on a map, it'd be like a massive squiggle.
Junga is shaking his head, being a half-orc barbarian, does not trust this guy, and asks Hodo to sample his own wares to show as a demonstration how they work.
Oh, certainly, I can take one. I made enough money, I might as well treat myself. And as he drinks one, you notice it takes a moment. And he suddenly, poof, turns into a guinea pig.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Let's
Is that what the
follow
potion
the
does?
road.
Nuts! Was a faulty one.
Did you make these yourself?
Yeah. I make all my own potions.
Do you
But
sample all
you-
your own potions?
You knew
Oh,
that
no,
was
I
going
didn't.
to
If I
happen,
did that, I
right?
wouldn't have any left to sell. Sorry, Jean?
No, I'm asking him. So when you drank this very potion, you didn't know you were going to turn into an animal.
No.
Like all your potions are basically random. You have no clue whatsoever what they can possibly do, right?
Oh, I know what they can do. Like, for instance, the one I just drank can turn me into a guinea pig.
Right.
Perhaps
Do
we
you
could get a
have
list of possible side effects? Or possible
Yeah.
effects, should I say?
Junga is trying to herd everyone back to the road to go towards the direction we already knew, which was the way to our destination.
Oh, you got
Alright,
on the road.
He's
Go then.
yanking on sleeves,
Right,
pulling
Tiny
on
goblin!
arms,
as
getting ready to hit somebody in the head. Let's go.
as Jonga's kind of edging everyone along.
She's
like,
doing what?
As Jonga's kind of just edging everyone along, Hodo's like following and like walking alongside the party, trying to keep up, like dragging this bag with him.
Do you have
wait,
anything besides
Goblin.
potions?
Wait. He might have something
good
very
John first.
important. Do you happen to have any potion of the color red? This effect is getting me drunk.
A red potion that gets you drunk. I think I took one of those. Yeah.
Alright, let me see.
Because I was in Trinari, you see, and I had a fantastic meeting with a lovely man, and he gave me this really red drink, and next thing I know, I was out of it.
So you don't have any left.
It was the other man's. It wasn't.
Yeah,
his.
he's saying it was the other man's drink. Can you, when he says this, can you make me a perception check? Or an insight check?
Wait, do I have to... Well, yeah, well... it's the same.
Yeah, whichever one you want.
So, an insight check of 16. Hodo looks slightly confused at his own statement. As if he's not quite sure how it happened.
Right. Well... do you happen to know if any of your potions could be useful in any combat situation?
Oh, you mean like fighting?
Junga laughs.
Well, I think this one does something good. And he passes it to you.
Alright. Care to explain?
Yeah, you drink it and hope for the best.
Alright.
No, it sounds like a win-win to me.
Good enough. What color is it? Just so I know.
It's like a wispy blue. It's like a little mist that kind of emanates off the top of it.
Alright, good enough. Well, thank you. I'm going to move along with Jonga since somehow Jean-Louis is disappointed in his find.
You kind of see
Is there any...
Hodo kind of pops back to his usual self. The ironic thing is, as the size of the guinea pig he was actually slightly bigger than himself.
Is there anything you sell besides potions? And do you know what's going on in Ternaria?
Do I
Younger harder.
potions? Well, I don't have a lot of stuff, but I can certainly try and give you some bits and pieces. Is a glass flask any good to you?
Where?
Is a glass flask any good to you?
I mean, we could all use drinking water, and we happen to find a wine tap. Jean could benefit from a flask.
And he hands you a glass bottle. It's about 6 inches in length and sort of 2 inches in width, with a sort of proper bottleneck.
Why, thank you.
Consider it a gift from Hodo's Potion Enterprises.
Thank you very much, Hado.
You going to Trinaria, you say?
Yes.
Can I tag along?
I don't see a problem with that. We could use an extraordinaire on our side.
Amazing!
Yes.
Would you happen to know any traveling tunes, my dear Hado?
Well, I do know one, and it's my favourite one of all time.
Oh, sounds lovely.
And he goes, 5,000 Hodo potions sitting on a wall. 5,000 Hodo potions sitting on a wall. You take
Did you
one
count
down,
them
you pass
correctly?
it around, 4,999 bowls on the wall.
I attempt to play along rhythmatically to make it sound better.
He is horrifically out of tune. Even if you try playing along with his tune, it's still horrific.
Junga stuffs him in his own bag and drags the bag with him.
No! Oh no!
Can you make me an athletics check, please?
Sure.
Oh, don't even bother. He rolled like 1. That's...
Junga's just trying to help in his cultural way. He thought he would give you a taxi. So, you know, just in case anything goes wrong and you have a hiding space.
Before you say any of that, Jonga picks up Hodo, shoves him in the bag, and does the bag up. And you just hear, oh wow, I've got time to work now. I didn't know I'd be getting a lift.
Right.
And he carries on with his song, and you now just hear a muffled 4,355 and it's worse than him actually singing it.
Before we leave,
Wouldn't it be better?
I would just like to go over to the remnants of the golem.
Mm-hmm.
And I would carve into the golem itself a message. And the message will be written in common, so the person I think will find it will read it and understand it, and it will say, give me quite a big patch. So, Talon, you took my brother, twisted him into this. There will be no forgiveness, no mercy. Keep hunting me, and I will show you the true meaning of ruin. You won't escape what comes next.
And you're carving this into the...
Yeah, I mean,
It seems like a lot.
It's a bit of a handful there.
Maybe just get one of the big rocks nearby instead of carving it into the gold. Wait, he's not in there still, right? The Halen.
He is a wizard.
I think Eldrin would
Hey.
probably help hold back for a minute to do this, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys start heading down the road, very, very slightly, Eldrin, you start carving this message into the golem. And you just about finish and manage to finish on a piece of armour, and you kind of lay it out almost like a slate. The words vanish, and an answer reply appears. Thank you for telling us where you are. We will see you soon.
Hey, Eldrin, you coming?
Yep. I say nothing.
As you start travelling through the day, the rains gradually start to pick up. And the storms once again start rolling in.
It was such a nice morning, too.
For the next couple of days that you travel, Hollow is following behind quite happily in his bag, like poking his head out every now and again just to see whereabouts he's got to. But for the most part, your travel isn't made easy by this weather. The rain is heavy, the mist is thick, and the ground fog even thicker. Each of you starts to get this almost sense of foreboding, as if to cast doubt upon your own minds. Is where you're heading really the right heading for you? Is what you're doing really going to achieve anything at all? You know that you are still on pathway to finding Poland as well. Not forgetting the young boy who, through no fault of his own, seemed to have his own demons, shall we say. The third night of travel comes. After the events of what happened at the ruins. And despite the poor weather conditions, you can see it, little ways in the distance. The grand white walls of Trinaria, one of the biggest cities in all of Gallo. You are now about halfway to your destination. That is the very wrong map.
Just for the sake of mechanics, Dave, you're not going to make me re-roll my point dice, are you?
No. No, I wouldn't be that mean. Especially with a nat 20. So, you guys, let's choose a random person as a token. Let's choose Hollow. Hollow is going to be your token of where you are, but it's going to be a lot smaller than So this is where you were when you came across the ruins, like just a little ways past that. I also need to make the ruins a lot smaller because otherwise it's going to be weird. So you guys were probably about there when you came across the ruins. After your 3 days of travel post the ruins, you come to about here, and you come to a crossroads. Now you can see Trinari in the distance. It's still a ways off, like it's still a good 4 days, 5 days off. And to the north, you see what looks like a large stone castle. Looks to be only a couple of days away. You seem to have made good time on your travels thus far, despite the interruptions. The other thing, actually, I need everyone to make me some perception checks, please. Three of you, Jonga, Eldrin, and Phelan specifically, you guys keep an eye on your backs on the road. And at all times, whenever you stop to rest, not whilst you're moving, but when you stop to rest, or you pause for a moment, you see these gargoyles, always the same distance behind you. And whenever, Phelan, you are alone, by yourself, gathering, and no one else is looking, they are pointing in your direction.
Don't they have anything better to point at than me? Jeez. I would tell them get a life, but they're stone cold out of it.
Why do they want you? What's special about you?
So has he explained they're pointing at him?
So I said that, they got the point across.
Seems pointless to me.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't remember messing with golems or gargoyles in my past. Just was part of a troop. Trying to bring smiles. The Smiling Cat. Ah, such a wonderful troop.
Stone Guardians.
I wonder how they're doing these days. But
rock concert.
it would not surprise me if my past has anything to do with this, and I shudder to think so.
So, as a party, you obviously made your decision initially to go straight on to Trinaria, but you do have the opportunity now to deviate once more and head to Crescent Keep.
I have to question whether or not the timeline we have to find a cure is worth the time going north. but
So
I know we need to resupply
Yeah, you've been
and
on the
rest.
road. You've been on the road now for about 6 days. Okay. Obviously, you guys will have used 6 days worth of rations each. As I say, it's a couple of days north to Crescent Keep, or you can carry on down to Trinaria. You could,
we
for the
should
first
keep
time,
trying.
you could, for the first time in nearly a week, find shelter for a night.
I think we should press on.
Agree. As much as I want to rest in a better place, we have a ticking cheese bomb.
Fuck's sake. Oh my days. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Give me uno momento.
I'm curious. Has Hado finished his song yet?
Over
What
and
number of
over
bottles is he on?
and over again.
He's probably on like number 1500, and it has been going on for days because he keeps stopping to do other things.
Essentially forgetting which number
He
he's
forgets
on, and
he has to start again.
we'll remind him as a good gesture at the probably dismay of his party. And perhaps give him musical lessons if Hado is willing. You know, like you're a little off, a little flat there.
I love it. I'm just looking for something specific. Something very, very specific. I cannot find it anywhere. So, whilst I'm doing this, can I please get a few survival checks, please?
What can I check? Survival.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we've got
Sorry,
12, 11,
survival, right?
Yep. 12, 11, 19, 12, and 8. Phelan, how do you always roll the lowest? It does seem that you always roll the lowest at the party.
When I'm rolling by myself, I'm okay. But when I'm rolling with others, I have to underperform. Maybe it's stage fright. Invisible when you don't look at me.
But when you're being pointed at,
Jean, you notice that there is tracks on the road. These tracks look like similar footprints to Podo's.
I closed the map. You know how I can make it appear again, please?
Oh, what, the world map?
All maps. I have nothing on the screen.
No. I'm having to resave the map I made earlier for the campaign because something or someone deleted it. Will not take me an uno momento though. So yeah, as I say, you notice these footprints.
Ahead of us?
They seem to be heading away from you. But the strange thing is about these footprints is there'll be like a trail of 3 or 4, like a small band of them, and then suddenly they all disappear and reappear about 20 foot down the road, and then they'll sort of go on for another 10 feet and then disappear and reappear down the road.
Well, if they are going away from us, I guess I wouldn't see that as a potential threat, so I would probably not share that information, as it would seem not capital to our situation right now. I would just glance in the general direction, and if nothing seems to be out of the ordinary, probably just move on. I mean, realistically, it's not the way we go, and these are just weird tracks that goes away, so as far as I'm concerned, I probably wouldn't react that much.
Can you make me an insight check? Yeah, you are correct in your assumptions.
Well, you know what? I am going to use that famous inspiration from the weekly challenge.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's nice. So, as you're sort of thinking to yourself, oh, they're going away from us, that's not too bad, you suddenly stop and think to yourself for a minute. There are gaps in these tracks, large gaps, approximately 60 feet at a time. Either these things are jumping that distance, flying that distance, or finding another way to move without their tracks being seen. And could very, very well be an ambush.
Right. But... okay, so but the tracks are going away from us.
The tracks are going away
Yeah.
from you. But,
But still, it could be an ambush.
Something is telling you these creatures don't need to walk to move.
Right. Well, as weird as it seems, I failed to see a menace in a big jumpy creature that ran away. I'm afraid. I'm still going to
Gargoyles
share
tend to have
information.
wings.
I mean, I'm just going to tell anyone what I've seen, and if anyone knows what kind of track it is, but it's more like a trivia question than an actual life or death situation, as I'm curious while hiking away.
Well, John looks at the tracks, not John, but Jonga, looks at the tracks after you point them out, and he says, well, maybe we should lie in wait to ambush these things wherever they are. Or at least travel off the road enough to where we can see whether or not we're being tracked. by something that's jumping and flying.
Because you said there were tracks, but was I able to spot the numbers of creature?
Yeah, so you were able to make a rough estimation of between 4 and 8.
Right.
Flying monkeys. A little tricky.
Right. So, shall we proceed off-road then?
To share this info with us?
Oh yeah.
That's what he just said.
Can I verify if it's potentially gargoyle? I mean, or something like that. Like, can I tell their weight from the tracks or anything?
Make me a nature check.
Okay.
Can I send Artemis out to scout further down the road?
I still roll bad on my own.
So you don't think it's the gargoyles, only based off of the fact that they've always been more than 200 feet away from you.
So we are technically going from left to right, Trenaria being to the right,
Yes.
general direction,
Yes.
and we see the tracks going what, north or south
So
of us?
the tracks are heading down the path.
Oh, okay.
Dave, can I send Artemis out on
Of
reconnaissance?
course. Make me a perception check using Artemis, please. That is not a good roll.
You don't even need a perception check to see that's a bad roll.
So, on a 16.
Is a 16? 16 is a bad roll?
No,
What?
that's a bad roll. That's my roll.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. I was just thinking out loud. So, on a 16, Artemis flies around, and you see these. They look like goblins. They are definitely goblinoid, but they are very pale in comparison to normal goblins. They have like this really dark purple hue to their skin. And
They pale or dark purple?
they are like a pale dark purple. Like a faded dark purple. And they seem a lot more distorted than goblins usually are as well. So goblins themselves normally have, you know, their sharp teeth, their crooked noses, what have you. These, they sort of seem to be that their hand, like for instance, some of them, their hands are like crooked or disproportionate. Their faces, some of them are slightly distorted. They've got an eye slightly higher than another one, and sort of almost a disjointed jaw-looking appearance.
Ask Hato if he knows anything. Because he's the potion extraordinaire.
He's in a bag. I've threatened
Got this
to
in the
leave him
bag.
hanging on a tree for the whole trip since we picked him up. Threatening
Feels like
to
an
leave him
ambush.
behind because of the noise he's making. But I still
Junga, no
have
need
him.
to get aggressive with our little friend. He'll
Friend?
yeah, we're all travelers here.
He's reasonably annoying though, so. But perhaps as another goblinoid, we probably know something. Could I
Must you
try
guys
to?
be so void of
I let him
whimsy?
out of the bag. Reluctantly.
Could I try
So
to
that you can
identify?
question him.
Maybe focus on those creatures and use my ranger experience and
Mhm.
hunting skills to maybe understand the reason of their appearance.
Yeah, you can make me a nature check. Who said they were asking Hodo?
Originally brought it up, but I don't have to be the one.
So,
Yes, you do.
Jean.
Because I think Django went to threat him, and I just wanted to ask him.
Jean.
So I let
these
him out for you.
So, guys, these are a very unusual creature. The most you can get from them is that they are goblinoid. They are of like the family goblin. They look almost like cousins to goblins, but there's something different about them. The other thing you would notice is they have this kind of black mist shrouding by their feet.
Yeah, but like, are they goblins that have been transformed, or are they just something that can
Oh,
look like a goblin?
No. So that they look like they have been. What's the word? Corrupted, I think would be the correct
Right.
term.
Like the eyes of the dwarves we found in the trees, the guards.
No.
I was thinking about that. Does it seem...
This
No,
this
not
is
the
different.
same?
This is very different.
Ah,
So
Oh, okay.
okay.
the dwarf you found in the tree lines, that was like his eyes, his veins were dark black and things. These guys look like they were born this way. These guys look like they were either born or made this way, but they still look goblin, but some kind of corruption over them.
Alright. Well,
Thalen, as you ask Hodo, you lift the bag out and he pokes his head out and you point one of them out. Hodo immediately dives his head back down. No idea.
Oh.
Don't have a clue.
So, potentially bad?
Not potentially bad, extremely bad. But I
Okay.
don't know anything.
Well, you heard Hodo. We gotta do
I'm
something.
gonna insight to see if I can tell if he's telling the truth or not.
What's your wisdom?
I think it's wisdom.
Yeah, I'm saying what is your wisdom?
Oh,
12.
not high. It's +1.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
it's-
yeah. Total. Your score is 12. Yeah. Even with a passive insight check, you can tell he is shitting himself.
And he knows something.
He knows something.
cool. We're going to interrogate him after that. It's going to be so fun.
Let's see here. I'm hoping to persuade, not deception or intimidation or anything like that, but persuade Hado. Hey, I really want to help you as a fellow traveler wanderer, and if you know something that could help us or anything, that would be most appreciated. If I'm unable to convince you, my fellow comrades may not be as gentle as me.
Oh, I can definitely tell you something. You should run. These guys, they don't mess around. They are scary, and it's almost like they're made of shadows.
Run where?
You wouldn't have a potion.
Can I please get some initiative rolls, please?
All right.
Could I just, as
Wow.
a free action,
No.
for that?
Man, I am not having good rolls
Guys,
today.
Guys, let Jean speak, please. Every
Sorry.
time Jean's spoken this session, somebody's spoken over him.
I
Right,
just would choose that to say to the goblin that now more than ever would be a good time to tell me a bit more about that blue potion he gave me.
Well, you see, the thing is with my potions, I don't really know what they do, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of consistency to them.
All right. Well, anyway.
I guess we're gonna have to learn to live a little. I trust Hado has his best intentions. I mean, Hado, if you stay with us, we'll hopefully pull through.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to cause anyone any harm.
Hey, if we manage to get through, you might wanna pull your own weight. So if you have to sling a potion or something, survival, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
If we just
I will be hiding in my bag and staying out of the way.
Your potions have to be drank.
So.
yeah, to the extent of your knowledge, we can.
Do your potions have to be consumed via oral?
Yes.
Yeah, we can't just
that's
flick
what he
around
tells
the.
That's what
Okay.
he tells
All
you
right.
to do. Jean.
Thanks.
It is your turn at the top of combat.
Okay. Right. So, the closest to me should be the shadowing 10, the one just above.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to start with some good old classic Hunter's Mark.
Remember to apply the effect to the one you want to target as well. So, if you make sure you have your token selected, the left control button on your keyboard, and then left click the token you wish to target. There you go. Then hit the effect button. So the effect button on the actions tab. So have it on mode combat, and then you'll see the little button next to Hunter's Mark has a little effect thing. If you click on that,
Yeah, it's.
so like that, and it will give you the 1d6 automatically there.
Alright.
You took it away. Okay, there you go.
No, it's all
Yeah.
right.
If you look at the
Right.
tracker, you can see it on and off. Every time you click it twice, it goes away.
Alright. Thanks for information. I'm going to brush the shadowing, and since casting was my bonus action, I'm just going to sling with my main. DM, for some reason, I only have my daggers in my actions. I do not possess my main weapon or short sword anymore.
Why is that? Where have they gone? Oh, hold on. Right. I see what's happened. Right. Rapier and short sword. Should now be in your actions tab. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Thanks.
So 20 is a hit.
Right. And then since I still have the swarm to attack next, that I'm going to re-roll. Yikes! And then the favorite foe for a total of.
So that's 21 points. You kill the
Yeah,
first
21.
one as it disappears in
Yay.
a puff of darkness. Legion of the King! Charge! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Perfect. So, I'll just double check how an effect's worded. Hold on. How's it? is going to... No. Come on. There we go. This one. So he, from the distance, disappears and reappears right in your face. As if teleporting.
Right.
And he's going to try and hit you. Oh no. This is going to be bad.
Silver Bobs.
Oh, silvery bobs. Thank Christ. Because that was 22 points of damage.
Oh my god.
You sure you don't want to give him your... You sure you don't want to give him your nat 20?
Nope.
So... Still hit, but it won't be a nat 20.
Oh.
Because I would have felt bad.
Thanks.
So... This thing appears... I mean, that's still 13 points of damage. Still huge damage. Appears in front of you, and these daggers appear in its hand. These daggers look like they are made out of pure shadow. As he slashes it at you, you feel a weird sensation, and you get a bit of a headache from it. But he also gets a d6 sneak attack.
What kind of damage is it? Is it only physical?
So it is 1d4 slashing, 1d4 psychic, and the d6 is sneak attack, which is just normal slashing.
Oh, right.
And also give Jean-Louis advantage on his next attack.
10, 15, 20...
Just if I understand it correctly, their weapons are more like ethereal in some way.
They are made of pure shadow.
Oh, okay, so it is just... alright.
Yeah. One Eldrin is going to appear behind you. And you will notice that they are using the shadows to move around. And he is going to make an attack against you. $25 to hit.
Come again.
25 to hit.
I mean, you know it hits, but
I didn't know if you were going to use anything. That's why I was asking.
I can't. I've already silver your bobs in.
Oh yeah. No, it's not as bad as it could have been. Rolled 2 1s on his d4. I mean, these bastards are nasty.
Whoops.
5, 10, 25, 30. Damn, he cannot get to you. This one can, however. Poof. This one's actually going to make a bad decision and try and hit Jonga.
I thought they were going to hit Salen.
No, this one's going to Jonga. And is, of course, going to miss. And finally, this last level one down here. How far away are you guys? Thalen, it is your turn.
I asked earlier, shouldn't Junga's initiative be 16 because it was his first initiative roll?
Yes, it should have been. We will do Jonga's turn next. I missed that. Sorry.
Actually, accidentally rolled it twice. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So Thagan.
Okay. Does consuming a potion count as a bonus action or action?
For yourself, a bonus action. Giving it to somebody else, like pouring it down their gullets, is an action.
Well, let's try the tried and true. Tried and true. Bane. So I got 2 of them, if I'm reading that correctly. And now I hit the effects key, but I take one off.
Nope.
Or does it? Okay.
It automatically applies them.
Alright.
Hold on. So
23 and 12. Yeah, those are the ones targeted still.
23, 12, and 11. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it auto
and then
switched over.
Yeah, then hit the effects button.
And I presume Hado is somewhere near us. 'Cause-
In his bag.
Hodo is
oh,
fine.
he's okay. Still hiding on Jonga's back.
Yes.
Okay.
His own bag.
Well, Hado, I raised the potion. I'm trusting you, and I drink it.
P100, please.
Ooh.
You start to feel yourself speed up. Start to feel a little bit faster.
Oh, Red Bull! Let's go!
The potion you've just drunk has caused the haste effect on you.
Woo! Oh, wow. Is this what caffeine feels like? Oh, wow. Yeah. Jonga, you got this!
Does he
Also
get
got
an
extra
extra
action.
action since he's hasted?
Yep, you've got your extra action as well.
Oh, okay.
Just
Da-da-da-da.
you can't use it to cast another leveled spell.
Not even a can I use a cantrip still?
You can use a cantrip, yes. You just can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same turn.
Okay, cantrip. I guess towards Shadow 11, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
So you failed the save. Roll the
Okay.
damage.
I don't even know if Psychic works against Shadow, but
11? Oh, on the other side.
So, it is Hodo's turn. Hodo goes.
it's not Jonga.
Oh no, Jonga, yes, sorry. Jonga, your turn.
Rage.
Yeah.
Can we take off Totem Spirit of the Bear and Totem Spirit of the Eagle?
Yep.
And I'm gonna put on Wolf, giving allies advantage
You've
on
just,
melee.
hold on, you've just applied it to. Where is it?
Okay.
Effect Rage, blah, blah, blah. Effect Totem Spirit Wolf. Yeah, you've given it to one of the Shadowlings.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You need to target yourself with it. Or is it to all allies? Hold on, let me read it.
Clear targets.
Let me just
I'll target
read,
myself.
Let me just read the wolf one. Aspect of the wolf. You gain the hunting. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Totem Spirit Wolf. While you're raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any hostile creature within 5 feet of you. Okay, so unless they're within 5, unless
The enemy is within 5 feet.
yeah, so I wouldn't apply the I wouldn't apply the effects to anyone, and just remember that if you are next to Jonga and you're attacking something, you have advantage.
An advantageous solution.
That's not an action, right? That's a bonus action.
You do it when you rage. You choose what totem you wish to use.
Right, right. Okay. So I will swing at 11. Really?
Yes, come on!
I'm going to assume that's a hit.
I mean, a nat 20 is always a hit.
Right.
Damn!
That is huge. You absolutely eviscerate this thing.
I mean, it was a minor burn compared to my vicious mockery, but...
So, it's Hollow's turn, and he goes, "You got this, guys!"
Wow, thanks. Alright, I'm going to rage with Form of the Claws.
Okay.
And then I am going to attack number 23.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yeah. Am I in 5 feet with you?
Be 5 feet of Jonga.
The enemy
Yeah.
is with 5 feet.
Oh.
Yeah. The enemy is within 5 feet. Oh, you've got to be within 5 feet of Jonga, or the enemy.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me just double check that.
I will get the enemy though.
Hold on. Your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any hostile creature within 5 feet of you, so you will get advantage to it.
Okay. Whoops.
Alright, there you go, another nat 20.
Well,
Cool.
Right, okay,
I didn't
guys,
target him.
I'm going to leave you to run the rest of this combat yourself. You do not need me. You are. This was meant to be a
I'm gonna roll nat 1, just watch. I'm gonna roll nat 1 after all these.
This was meant
Don't
to
I
be-
get to? I think I get to attack again with claws.
Yes, you do. But roll
Okay.
roll the damage first. But what
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
It's
say-
1d6.
What I was going to say is this was meant to be a scary fight. These creatures are actually terrifying, and Ash can attest to that. So that's 3 points of damage. You do have a damage button next to the claw.
Oh yeah, I rolled the wrong. It's a +4 for damage.
Shouldn't that be 2d6?
It's a.
Yes, it should also be 2d6.
Oh really?
Yes, because it was a crit.
Oh okay.
So roll another d6 as well. So
you go.
that's 12 plus. What did you say it was? +4.
Yeah, it's a +4.
Okay. He is still up. So you got another attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack him again.
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh, someone actually missed him.
Whoops.
You don't need to retarget as well each time you attack. The target
Okay.
will stay there until you deselect the target. Artemis
Dead, Jim.
and Elvin.
John put something in chat. Don't know if you saw it.
no, I was just making a pun about Qsroll asking for a rule and then not using it in any way whatsoever because it just.
Oh, okay. Wait, jokes are my.
Fuck it, let's make it a crit party, shall we?
You get a crit, and you get a crit. No, your crit.
Yeah, let's make it a critical fail.
Nope, I'm just gonna use portent dice, natural 20,
Right.
chromatic orb.
It's your turn to
Which
roll.
one?
Number 1. Let's make it cold damage, why not?
Just hold the shift in. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Let me shut up. Whoa!
Holy
Hold on,
fucking shit.
That was a bit excessive.
Was it? You teleported behind me and stabbed me between my fucking arse cheeks.
That was
Guy's
a
dead. This guy has
bit
nothing to do with it.
That was only level 1. Okay,
Yeah, and
that
that
could have
was-
been worse.
That was nearly twice his HP.
Yeah, well, don't teleport behind me, innit? I hope he learns his lesson.
Oh, they're learning their lesson.
Yes. Yeah, you're giving them
Yeah.
the cold shoulder.
I just have one question. So if he was able to cast a spell while somewhat being in range of melee from Shadow Link 23,
Mm.
isn't there like a rule that
It's
means that
only if you target something that is in 5 feet of you. If you're
Oh.
engaged in melee, you can still cast spells at range.
Oh, I just I didn't want to ruin the Eldritch turn. I just wanted to be
Yeah,
sure.
no, that's fine. And even if it was at disadvantage, Eldrin has portent dice anyway, which means he goes, I choose this one.
All right.
Roll
Jean, your
them
first
all.
attack is at advantage.
Oh, that's true. So I'm just going to slap the guy. Oh yeah, no, I thought it was automatical. My bad. So I'm just
No,
going
that's
to
alright.
roll another.
So that's 17 would have hit anyway.
All right. Nah, I'm going to reroll that. Yay!
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, number 12. Oh, slow. What was your first? 7. So, and then with the short sword is a miss.
All right. And okay. So 8 and 6 damage.
He's still up. And he is going to vanish. Disappear into the shadow. And he is going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He is going to run and dash off of the map. Junga, it is your turn.
Let's see here. What should I do? Miss, that's what I should do.
Do you want to give me your last portent dice?
What?
I told Ash. See if he wants to give you his last portent die.
Might need that.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
got reckless.
Yeah, you got reckless, Junga. You can go reckless if you want.
okay, if I go reckless, I get...
You get advantage. Just roll the attack again.
He can't naturally have it since it's a hostile creature within
No,
5.
I have to do it every time. Rage, I don't, but... Okay.
There you go. That's a hit.
Not much better.
No, that kills it.
Okay, good.
As it just disappears into puff of shadow. And
It
this
should
one
be
is...
failing.
This one is going to leg it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Actually, goes back and then goes up to 3 and disappears into the shadow.
There's nothing where those who died disappeared. There's nothing on the ground. No trace of them left. No bodies. Nothing.
Yup. They vanish into smoke. So, as the rainstorms continue down, and your day continues on, these strange creatures seemingly appearing from nowhere with very unusual and exceptionally rare capabilities. Those seem somewhat weak by your standards. You certainly think that if there was a larger pack of them, that could have been a very, very lethal fight. What intrigues you the most, Jean, is their mastery of shadow, and the fact that their slashes affected your very mind. And with that, my friends, we have Thalen, who has found himself being trailed by gargoyles. We have Eldrin still dealing with the loss of his brother and being hunted by the Inquisitors. We have Jean, whose message from his home warns him not to return. And lastly, we have Jonga, leading the charge in battle and striking down enemies left and right. What other dangers might you all face when we return next week?
Otto continuing his song.
Otto is continuing his song. All through the battle, he had his hands over his ears going, 200 Greek bottles of beer on the wall, 200 Greek bottles of beer. So
They were hot up potions. When did he switch to beer?
right about the same time the battle started.
Beer's a potion.
So thank you everyone who's watched and interacted with the chat. I always appreciate everyone that comes in and says hello. Do join us on... When am I next live? We are on Wednesday. I will next be live on... I want to say Sunday.
Staying alive? Staying alive?
Possibly Saturday. I can't remember if I've got... Yeah, Saturday night we'll be live.